This is the third video on Jacob's big F350 crew cab, and he has got his independent front suspension installed now, or should I say the coil spring front end installed. He had the leaf spring front end removed, and they put in this. So that is a pretty nice looking arrangement in there. So unfortunately he's not here to describe what's going on, but it looks like all the cross links, tie rod ends, and all these parts in here are new. You can see the nice shiny new bolts, and look at these wheels. I think these are 40 inches if I remember correctly. Patriot MT. Not sure who makes these. But yeah, look at that. He's got the reservoir for the shocks. Nice big shocks in there behind the coils. It's got a big, at least a 1-inch front sway bar. It's got heam joint connections on it here and there. And some kind of a belt here. I'm not sure what it does, but front traction bars by Partec, I think is the name. They mount into the frame over there, big bracket. So Jacob is very, very, very proud of his truck. And you can see the extensions on the brake hoses. He's got his new heavy gauge steel bumper on the front. Hasn't got the winch yet. He's planning to put a winch in here. Got to step way back to be able to get it in frame with my cell phone camera. But yeah, that's a beautiful truck. He's got his step rails on here. He didn't have these before. It was a pretty good jump to try and get into the truck. And this is his rear leaf, and he had, see, the first two videos Jacob and I were installing the rear axle and these springs, and so we got that all set up. But yeah, these are pretty healthy. Oh, that's right. We had we weren't able to put these rear traction or ladder bars in because the alignment on the bracket interfered with some bolts, so we weren't able to do that. But yeah, things are looking really good. You know what? My light's not on. Let me pause this. Okay, so let's take another look at this. I have my light is on now. So when Jacob and I were doing it before, you see these bolts here, they were interfering, and so they have welded them outward a little bit so that they clear the guides for the U-bolts. We've got these big heavy U-bolts in here. Big heavy springs, big heavy shackle mounts. There's his fuel tank there. There's his train horn. That thing is loud. There's the rear shackle mount. That's yeah, that's just the factory shackle mount there. And you can see these have an adjustable setting on the spring location, so he can center the wheels within the wheel well. Let's see the let's see if I can get far enough back. Then I can't really see well, but yeah, you can see the wheels are centered in the wheel well, and it actually looks like they are set back a bit. And I think when Jacob and I did this, we had these in the hole here, which I think might actually he might want to think about repositioning that, but at this point it's driving and being used. The only trick is that you can see the wheel extends past the flare of the fender, so that could be an issue. But it's uplifted so high that it will probably never be a problem. And there is his kneecap extractor. He has to have it lowered down so that it's functional. LED backup lights here, that's handy. There's his exhaust pipe. It's got a great big chrome exhaust nipple on the end. 4 air horns. There's the tanks, and I guess there's a little compressor for them in there somewhere. And these are springs on the right side. So the factory shackle mount is still in place. And there is the front mount there. And then over on this side again, you can see where they welded on these extensions here for the bolt to mount this shackle, or the ladder bar, or whatever they want to call that. And over here, that's the mount for that up here. I can't quite see it because of the angle, but I'm assuming I'm getting it. And I'll just come back up here and look at this again. So there's his big, at least an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter, not sure. But there's the heam joints in front. Some kind of a safety strap there. So yeah, this is pretty sharp. I wish he was here to talk about it. And once again, there's the great big shocks, Dirt Logic, and there's the oil reservoir there. So let's get a backup on this thing here. Yeah, he is very, very proud of his F350 crew cab. Yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And there's the front end again with the light on, cell phone LED light for shooting in the dark. Very, very nice. What do you do for the power steering box? I guess that's going to be up inside, but yeah, there's the heam joints here again. And there's up underneath the engine. There's the stabilizing bar there for the cross-link. And it's got a new bracket bolted to the bottom of the frame here. There's the brake line. There's the flex line over to the caliper. Okay. And just looking up underneath everything here. And there's the left side shock and oil reservoir. Okay, so that that's the update on Jacob's truck. Hope you enjoyed this and the first 2 videos. And remember, the first 2 videos left off with us not being able to install this ladder bar. Okay, there it is. Here's the front mount for it. And it looks like he's got a double fuel filter for his diesel there too. So, okay, yeah, there's the transfer case. There's the mid bearing. All right. See you on the next video.